Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Many protagonists of this show are readily available all around the globe. They are mostly affordable and it's a pleasure to watch the weekly game of Bad Gear Bingo in the comments. However, every now and then one of the shy and mythical beasts of the kingdom of synth controversy crosses my path. Instruments so rare and shrouded in mystery that it is hard to tell where all the countless strong opinions actually come from. Today we are going to talk about the Ensoniq Fizmo. This 1998 digital wavetable-ish synth and jazz cup in dark mode colored airbrush unicorn was among the last instruments released by the legendary manufacturer. While other brands like Roland, Nord and Axis put their focus on virtual analog synths, Ensoniq went all in on psychedelic, experimental and slowly evolving sounds from a 90s parallel dimension. So, no Van Halen jump today? At the first glance, the Ensoniq Fizmo is ticking all the boxes. Meme-worthy paint job, velocity-sensitive 61 keys keypad, with aftertouch that
wasn't so bad.
James Bond time bomb display and plenty of hands-on controls. Before we take a deep dive into the 48 voice synth engine, let's have a little glimpse into the origin story of the Fizmo. Ensoniq started producing samplers and sampling workstations in the 80s, offering a more American sound and arguably easier operation than its Asian competitors. The Transwave synth engine of the Fizmo we will talk about in a minute was first introduced in the 1989 VFX synth. Popularity of the brand peaked in the early 90s with the introduction of the ASR sampler line, but the company didn't manage to sustain that success throughout the decade. Around the time of the Fizmo's release, Ensoniq was acquired by Creative Labs and its music tech division was merged with EMU. Differences in company culture and an almost total shift of focus to sound card production had a negative impact on both the manufacturing process and marketing campaign of the Fizmo, which resulted in defective units, an unfinished UI and early discontinuation. There is conflicting information about the origin of the synth's name. The engine of the instrument is sample-based and many people compare it to the ASR10 or EPS16+. The nucleus of every Fizmo sound are the aforementioned transwaves, wavetable-like structures ranging from noisy 90s flashbacks to 50 Shades of Transformers, to throaty formant tones, and Ensoniq even threw in some basic waveforms and a drum kit. Playback of the waves can be modulated with the usual suspects. The rest of the synth engine is more vanilla. Every oscillator comes with a slightly plasticky filter. 3 loopable envelopes are pre-routed to amp filter pitch and used as a general modulation source. There's an LFO, noise modulator and a respectable list of further internal and external modulation sources. You can layer up to 4 of these sounds pan them, set up splits, play them multitimbrally via MIDI and save them to presets. There's a global LFO too. Ensoniq is, among other things, known for their great FX unit, and while I like the onboard reverb and multi-FX, you can't edit them using the front panel controls, and routing is a bit cryptic. Tweaking complex and layered sounds can be a challenge, so the instrument comes with the 5 macro-like Fizmo controls for what I assume is FX modulation, wave modulation, filter cutoff, detune, and one controller that varies from preset to preset. The Arpeggiator is super versatile. As you might have already figured out, this synth engine works great for cinematic soundscapes, abstract arpeggios, and, of course, pads, and even more pads. There is a deeper layer of synth parameters hidden beneath the surface. FX settings, the full parameter set of the 5-stage envelopes, and plenty of other details can only be controlled using a software editor like Ancient Sound Diver or Defective Records FOMO. Most Fizmos were shipped with an under-spec'd internal voltage regulator that needs to be upgraded for safe operation. The synth was originally sold for around 1,000 quid and was considered to be a complete and utter commercial failure. Only few units were produced, which has led to mind-bogglingly high prices on the used market, especially for the even rarer rack version. I've been searching for a Fizmo more or less since I started this channel, so my eternal gratitude goes to Simon for lending me one of his. Without a doubt, the Ensoniq Fizmo is a one-of-a-kind instrument, for better or worse. Was it ahead of its time, or is it just another rehash of late 80s technologies? You have already heard the synth in today's intro tune. I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. Let's start this off with a little all oscillators go amateur noodling. That's a tough one. As a Fizmo rookie, I had a hard time finding a balance between crafting exciting and multifaceted sounds and controlling ear-piercing resonances, especially when played over several octaves. I think there's room for improvement. Let's dig a little deeper in this multi-screen jam. That's much better. Although the Fizmo is capable of some classic synth tones too, it shines when used for more left-field sounds. I like the Arpeggiator and macro controls, but tweaking the synth engine itself can lead to strange glitches. Scott Peer, one of the synth's creators, suggested that the proper way of playing the Fizmo is just pressing one key and tweaking the knobs. Let's do exactly that in this David Attenborough soundtrack for Technophile Goth Kids. The Fizmo is a deep and complex instrument with a unique sound and an interesting story. If you want that sound and/or your private synth museum is in desperate need of yet another rare and expensive instrument,
accept no substitute. concepts.
However, even when it comes to Daedalian sounds with a long evolution, without a doubt one of the strong suits of the Fizmo, the synth would not be my first choice. A nice Waldorf, a Hydrasynth or maybe even Absynth are more versatile, easier to fit into a mix, and I personally prefer the workflow of all three to that of the Ensoniq. Maybe, just maybe, I can afford a setup consisting of a Moog 1, a Quantum and a Hydra Deluxe in 2025 if I invest in an M Audio Venom today. Thanks for watching and see you next time. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show. Thanks to all my patrons for supporting the channel and welcome to the monthly Vocoder Shoutouts. Tier 4. I'm really looking forward to trying the vocoder of the Fizmo.
Hashtag hyper only the mini maniac.
Tier 6. Everyone's equal in front of the Fizmo. Again, thank you so much for supporting the channel. See you next month.